Alright. Wow. Yeah, that's that's the beginning of it. This is going to be the first stream on YouTube actually. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We're gonna see what we get over here. First off, it's going to be for ECG's Genesis qualifiers, as you can see already in the little logo at the top right of the stream. It's going to be this amazing $20,000 tournament from Elite Games channel. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Now we are just going to reveal the map over here and check to see what we have for civilizations for each player. So the Viper is playing French and he's up against Simtom. Simtom is playing as Mongols. So we'll see about this. Remember that for Genesis, the Mongol TC rush strat is actually banned. And the relic bug or the relic exploit is actually banned as well. So we are most likely not going to see any of that over here. Instead, well, probably going to see some more standard gameplay for sure. And I'm very much looking forward to see what that's going to look like from a player such as TheViper, who's been grinding Age of Empires 4 for quite a while. And he was well known to be an amazing Age of Empires 4, Age of Empires 2 player rather before, right? Actually, you know, I think most people agree saying TheViper was Age of Empires 2's best player in history. So we'll see how well he can do in H4. For the qualifiers, it's a best of 1 series. So we have Simtom over here who can take on TheViper and move on to the next round, while TheViper would potentially get knocked out. So yeah, right off the bat, Viper is bringing a few extra sheep. Simtom, on the other hand, does have some extra sheep over here at this point in time. Population, I imagine, is going to be very similar for both players. Gonna be taking a look at, yeah, current resources. That's gonna be good. Then we're gonna switch the panel to probably military later on. So for the French, what do we get for the French? The French are actually very strong. They get access to knights early. So that's pretty good. Mongols, on the other hand, are super mobile. We can take a look at the civilizations more later, but I think we're probably going to be focusing on the strat over here for both players. We can see Simtom already is coming forward. He's got 2 scout cavalry plus the can, of course, which can inspire units, and he's got 2 additional scouts over here as well, so he's got a lot. Meanwhile, the Viper, on the other hand, is already trying to go up to the field age. The School of Cavalry, 2.5 minutes into the game. He needs those knights, man. And Simtom, on the other hand, is getting a tower forward, an outpost. So this can be catastrophic. The Viper has already been taking a little bit of damage over here, although we're going to see 1 scout going down, potentially 2 scouts going down over there from Simtom. He's got the scouts here still to play with. But the Viper is going to survive for the time being. And the bad thing for Viper, though, is he does not get access to this gold anymore. He does have another one on the left-hand side, though, on the back. We can see it over here. He's gonna make a switch over to that one instead. But yeah, it's not looking the best for him. He might end up losing a villager over here if he's not careful, but he is. So he'll be fine for the time being. Meanwhile, the outpost is coming up, and this will, of course, be enough for him to push Viper out of gold for good. All he's gotta do is garrison the villager over here, and he can protect the Ville and the outpost with these scouts as well. So that's extremely early aggression from Simtom, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the Viper's, yeah, economy. You can see finally the School of Cavalry is gonna come up probably 4.5 minutes into the game or something. This Viper moves the villagers over to the left hand side. It's looking very, very interesting. And there is another outpost coming out, so it's going to be like a trash of sorts. Very early on, a lot of pressure. With 1 villager garrison over here, actually 1 scout garrison inside this outpost, that's going to be enough for him to be annoying. And then with this villager, he goes for extra outposts around. It's gonna be denying berries from the Viper. The blue player, on the other hand, does not seem to have a whole lot of pressure going on against Simtom whatsoever. Let's check this. Yeah, good job. Might be able to get a villager down. The Viper's struggling to target the scouts. But if he can do it, then he can take on the scouts no problem. 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the game. The School of Cavalry is already up. There we go. So yeah, this one is going to act as a stable. So you can just start going for early nights right away. Yeah. Royal Institute landmark reduces research cost by 25%. Now let me see if that is actually correct, because I don't want to be talking nonsense over here, right? So French for the bonuses. They nah, that's not. The early night's actually for the ruse. For the Viper, he gets faster Veil Scout production, depending on the age. Eco technologies are cheaper. Resource drop of buildings 25 wood cheaper as well, and trade posts are revealed in the map at the start of the game, so that can be very strong. Traders can return any resources to the market as well, which is pretty interesting as well. And melee damage techs are researched for free, so this is pretty good as well. Besides that, we also get trade ships returning 20% more gold, and units produced from an archer range or a stable within the influence of a keep are 20% cheaper. We don't have a keep for the Viper, of course. We need to wait until the Castle Age for that. But yeah, still the Viper managed to hold on for the time being. Take a look at the amount of resources currently, and it's looking a little bit better for the Viper, but it can be a little misleading as well. We can see score is actually yeah, neck with neck for the time being. Simtom is still in Dark Age, but he's going to the Field Age right now. He's going for Deer Stones. Now this one, Deer Stones, will make it so that when set up, Deer Stones provide the YAM speed aura. Upon completion, instantly grants the YAM network technology. Let's go and check that real quick. After we see how this one goes. The Viper though, he's taking the outpost down with villagers alone. The outpost is not very strong. Had only about half HP, and the Viper defends himself masterfully. It still has both these outposts to worry about though. Yeah, with this scout, Simtom is just trying to do as much damage as seemingly possible, but he's been taking a lot more losses, and he's been able to take villagers down, and I think that's going to be probably another scout going down almost. See one scout over here down from the Viper, but he's going to bring a Royal Knight already, so there we go. Good job. Good job. Let's go and switch over to military real quick, because I want to see the KD. Viper so far has killed 5 units. He's taken down only... yeah, he's lost only 1. Now that's going to be 2 additional units, and all of a sudden Simtom is not looking quite as good anymore. He was being so aggressive, and the Viper was just able to hold on so well. Now Simtom's going away with a can. Good job. He gets to the Field Age finally. So what are we gonna see? How much is the Ovu over here? We still have about 50% or so of stone left, so it's pretty good. Simtom's making a switch to gold. Good job on the right hand side. What do we get over here? Not much really. I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit. Yeah, switch to farms right now for the Viper as well, and he's looking good. Let's go and take a look at current resources. Yeah. Income per minute. Viper is trying to work his food economy for sure, but he's got a good amount of wood income per minute, gold income per minute. With food, he's gonna be going for knights for sure. You can see the Royal Knights coming here. He's got 2 already. There are a bunch of exposed villagers over here. Now we do have an outpost that potentially, you know, Simtom could potentially garrison villagers into. But it's gotta be really careful. The Viper keeps on roaming around, and these knights are going to pack a punch, man. I'm telling you. 29 attack. You can see Simtom realizes about it with the outpost, and right away garrisons villagers like instantly. So good job. Here comes the red player again to try and strike. We have Spearman from the Viper, so he should be fine already. Good job. Yeah, that's pretty good. Genesis is an extremely interesting... It's an extremely interesting tournament concept because... Let's check. There we go. It's an extremely interesting concept because we're gonna have top players, experts from different RTSs all joining in Age of Empires 4. So we have Age of Empires 2, 3, you know, Age of Mythology, Age of Empires 1, maybe even Rise of Nations or Age of Empires Online experts joining in Age of Empires 4 plus StarCraft 2, you know, even StarCraft 1, a few people still play that one. And then on top of that we also have potentially Warcraft 3 experts, all of them joining under the Age of Empires 4 umbrella, fighting for a spot in this $20,000 tournament from Elite Gaming Channel. So let's check. Good job. This is pretty good. Viper's been able to hold on just fine. Now we're gonna see Simtom making a switch over to Spearman himself as well. Overall score for the red player is looking stronger. He's got more income per minute for food, significantly more so compared to the Viper. Viper on the other hand is going to be only on more gold per minute. And if we go to current resources, you can see that it's about the same for both players. So Simtom's getting more resources per minute, but he's also producing a lot more. He's using the resources. So if we take a look at population, Viper's on 49 out of 60. Simtom is on 57 out of 200 already, since he does not need to build houses. That's also going to be some extra resources he'll be able to take advantage of on top of not having to, yeah, worry about too much about population, of course. So let's see. Here comes Simtom. He's going for it. Yeah, this is not looking the best for sure for the Viper, to be honest. He's going for another outpost over here, so that will help a little bit. But it's gotta be careful. These spearmen can still take the outpost down. However, these archers alone, well, won't be doing too much on their own. They're taking a lot of damage, and Viper's been able to hold on really well over here. Simtom still, though, significantly ahead in score. Viper seems to be struggling to hold on over here in the 8 qualifying spots. Might not have his name on them, in any of them individually. While Simtom, on the other hand, is looking super strong over here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the red player be the one making it into the next stage. So we'll see. If Simtom ends up pushing Viper out of the tournament, then we could potentially keep track of the red player as well throughout the tournament to see how it goes. We'll see though. Let's check. I don't think anyone's going up to the castle just yet. Simtom's not going up for sure. Viper's not going up either. Let's check. Yeah, there's a little bit of a struggle right now for the blue player still. And even though Red's not been able to do too much damage himself just yet, he's in a pretty good spot still. He's got plenty of archers, plenty of spearmen back home. He's completely inspired, so now he's gonna be moving forward with these units in a moment, I'm pretty sure. As for upgrades, by the way, yeah, this is looking pretty good for Simtom. He's got standard archers over here. Let's see, the Viper's trying to go for a counter attack, but he's got only Royal Knights, which will not do much against spearmen now, will they? Let's get archers over here coming forward. This could be good though. This could be good. He could take some villagers down. I think he took 2 villagers down over there, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go and take a look at military. Overall, KV is significantly better for the Viper still, but Simtom is not falling behind by too much to speak of. It's lost so far 3 buildings, by the way, compared to only 2 on the Viper. And now here comes Simtom. He's kind of forced back from all the archers for the Viper. Yeah, but now he's just going to go back. Viper's not pushing over here too much anymore. He's got the Royal Knights still, but he's just going to go back. He does not have enough units to take the outpost down over there without taking any losses. So instead, it's going to go back, and he'll try to defend himself against the upcoming attack from Simtom. Now, Viper's got... Let's check. He's got Spearmen, he's got Archers, he's got Royal Knights, and yeah, the Royal Knights are healing as well, so they are going to reset their HP pretty well. Meanwhile, we have a Ram over here from Simtom. He's got Archers, and he's got Spearmen as well. I don't see, yeah, any crossbows, but we do not need them. With Spearmen alone, Archers are going to be more than sufficient, of course, as they are specialized against light armored infantry. So let's check. Viper's here, he knows. And here come the units, guys. You're gonna see the engagement take place right now. They are all inspired. Now the Viper's going to engage with all the spearmen over here. He's got a lot of units to work with, but notice how many archers we have from Simtom here. He's got 30 archers compared to Viper's measly 19 units. Viper really needs to hold on over here. Garrison villages inside the outpost, inside the TC. Try and push the archers away, but he's bringing the Royal Knights from behind. He's trying to flank the archers here from Simtom. For the time being, it's a big struggle with a bunch of villagers going down for the Viper by the minute over there. And now, yeah, the TC is targeting the Ram, so it's a really good job from Simtom over here to bring the Ram in first to try and soak damage from the TC. This way, those archers are going to be completely safe, and he can keep on trying to take on the Viper, while the Viper on the other hand struggles big time. There you go. Now about 20 units left over there for Simtom. The Vipers in 16 plus these Knights. I think he should be able to hold on just fine. Yeah, he's done a good job. He's done a good job. Now the Viper should be going back to work with those villagers because he really needs his economy. Overall, score is really close between both players. 1900 to 1700 for Simtom and the Viper. Yeah, the red player keeps on putting the pressure up here, for sure. Viper's got to take care of his idle villagers. Now he's done it. Meanwhile, we take a look at Simtom on the other hand. We have 43 villagers for the Viper. Simtom on the other hand, he's on 43 as well. It's really toe to toe at this point. Yeah, more Rams coming in over here for Simtom. So he's done a good job with these Rams not being too expensive. He can just keep on bringing these forward, soak damage from the TC, then bring the units in and keep on doing damage. I'm very curious to see who's gonna be the first one to go up to the Castle Age, as we are 17 minutes into the game already. Viper does not have a Castle Age building coming up whatsoever, and Simtom on the other hand does not have a Castle Age building coming up just yet either. So there we go. Good job. Yeah, should be able to take on these guys as well, and he will. Well played. Viper on the other hand was trying to go for a counter strike over here with the Knights, but he wasn't able to do too much damage. So he's just gonna keep on playing defensive. Now the thing is, Viper's taking a lot of damage over here. And the Rams are going after the DC right away. Viper is not looking strong anymore. 1700 points compared to 2100. Simtom is completely dominating. These units are completely inspired as well. Good job. However, let me see. Is a Ram over here taking damage? Yeah, still from the TC. Now the villagers are taking the Ram down. Good job. He can go back to work for sure, but he does not have the best position to work with over here. I think Viper's got a single TC, by the way. Let's check it. Meanwhile, we can take a look at population as well. 67 for Simtom, 58 for the Vipers, not too far behind. As for eco buildings, we have only one TC. And then we have the School of Cavalry, which acts as a stable, so it's only going to be one villager coming out at a time. Well. Simtom, on the other hand, I think... Is he, let me check. He's producing so many archers, man. He's just going to keep on going for it. Yeah. Should be in a pretty good spot. We see barracks coming out, so he can increase the amount of spearmen he sends for, and that's a lot of action for 19 minutes into the game, to be honest. Not gonna lie. The Vampires 4 can't be as sturdily or as aggressive as you make it be. Yeah, now the Viper's coming. He's got knights. He's got archers. He's got the archers inside the stealth forest. He was able to take the villager, building the outpost down over there. So he'll hold on just fine, I believe. We have only the outpost left for Simtom. Yeah, and he's got more archers coming in. It seems to me like he's just going to keep on going for the same, right? It's worked so far, so there isn't really a reason for him to move away. We have pastures over here for Simtom as well. He's done a good job. He's got 2 of these. These are going to be producing sheep. While the Viper, yeah, just going to try to take the gird down there. More rounds coming in here. So Simtom keeps on going for the same push, while the Viper, on the other hand, is just going to keep on holding on over here. Let's see. What do we get? There we are. Finally, the outposts are going down, but here comes the ram again. The Viper needs to garrison the villages, and he will do so. The ram over here will have to bail, as Viper's got a significant amount of archers. This time around, he's on 21 archers. Meanwhile, Simtom, on the other hand, has got 29 archers, 3 spearmen. He's just been going for full trash push against the Viper. 80 population at this point, and we take a look at Simtom, on the other hand, 95 population, so it's still neck and neck, very, very close. The Viper going for the counter raid right now. We can see he was able to take a few villagers down from Simtom, so this could be the beginning of a comeback for the Viper potentially, but Simtom's been playing a great game. He's still a hidden score, 2500 to 2400, and even though he was not able to keep on pushing against the Viper too much over here anymore, he was able to contain the beast, and he will not be too far behind over here whatsoever. Should be able to take on these knights as well, and he will take one down. Not quite. Good job. The Viper is going to walk away. And let's see for population right now. 94 for Simtom, 88 for the Viper. Only 6 population of difference. KD still looking much better for the Viper too. And if we take a look at current resources as well, I want to see who's going to be the first one to go up to the Castle Age. Doesn't seem like anyone is going to be able to go up to speak up. Yeah, Viper's finally getting to decent amount of knights over here. I think with the knights he's got right now, he should be able to even take a TC down. So he's got all these archers. If he goes for siege engineers, builds a few rams. Let me see if he's got it. It doesn't seem like he's got it just yet. Let's see if he's got a blacksmith even. Yeah, he's got the blacksmith. He has not researched siege engineers just yet. That means siege engineering, rather. The Vampire is 2 veteran over here. That means he cannot build rams with his units, so he cannot go and use rams forward. Instead, it's just going to be used in the Royal Knights over here for soaking damage and potentially taking the TC down as well. Of course, he can also use the archers. They are just going to have to move forward, right, and use torches, but we'll see. It seems to me like he might be trying to flank the army from Simtom, and this coming up could be the largest battle of the game so far. We see there's another TC over here for Simtom, or did he relocate? He relocated. No, he's got a second TC. Alright. I haven't seen really a whole lot of people make use of the moving buildings, besides going, of course, for, you know, Mongol TC rush. But otherwise, I have not seen a whole lot of people like migrating their bases with Mongols, despite having the ability to. Good job. Left hand side. Yeah, Viper's still gonna keep on resetting the HP of those units in. He's taking villagers down though! Simtom is not realizing. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 7 villagers going down from Simtom he's not realized about. And this is so good for the Viper. It's a chance to come back. Viper's on 103 population. Meanwhile, Simtom, on the other hand, was looking so strong. He's still higher population than the Viper, though 114 for the red player. He'll push the Viper back home. How many units do we have over here for each player? More Rams coming in for Simtom's got 32. Meanwhile, the Viper, on the other hand, is on 36 archers here, plus a few Royal Knights. And then, of course, we gotta keep in mind the rest of the units from the Viper. The rest of the Royal Knights over here can be an extreme, you know, balance tipper, skill tipper, so to say. Do have a few spearmen over here though for Simtom. It's got 14. Should be able to hold on against the knights for sure, I think. Yeah, and Rams are going to provide a fantastic meat shield against archers and TC. So what do we get over here? More houses for the Viper. Still nobody thinking of going after the castle just yet. At all. And here comes Simtom's gonna try and take on the TC. Now the Rams are soaking damage. He's got 3 Rams this time around. It just seems like a defense kind of game over here, like a survival game mode over here for the Viper. He's just gotta hold on against an ever-increasing amount of Rams, and that DC is being repaired right now. And we see Simtom trying to take on the Viper's archers. Viper's on 33 crossbows, archers rather. Meanwhile, Simtom's on 37 over here, and we see these knights coming in from the Viper. He's about to lose the TC though. He just gotta repair with all the villages he's got over here, but he does not have the resources. He does not have the wound. I think that TC is crumbling for the Viper, and I think that's the only TC left for the blue player. He's got only 1 TC. If he loses this, he cannot go for any extra villages anymore. He's gonna start falling behind in economy significantly, so we see him going all out with the knights, trying to push the archers away, doing a good job. Potentially taking the Rams down as well, but I think the TC crumbles before the Rams go down. I think so. 400 HP. He's holding. He's holding. The Viper is holding. 500 HP, and he's gonna be able to hold on to this just fine. And he is back into the game just like that. Pushes Simtom out. Coming from the brink of collapse back into the game. The Viper still behind the score, but lives another day. Let's go and take a look at population from Simtom, as the Viper's on 94, Simtom's on 118, so even a higher population lead against the Viper compared to what we saw before the push took place. That means we're probably going to see another, even stronger wave coming in from Simtom. You can see he's going for it already. He's got the Ram coming up over here. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going for another one very soon as well. And, well, the Viper's... What is the plan over here? He cannot control the sacred side without a priest, and he does not have the castle age nor enough resources to go for the castle age whatsoever. If we take a look at the resource income per minute, it's just looking so much better for Simtom. 1,000 food per minute compared to 600 for the Viper, 800 versus 300 for Simtom and the Viper respectively for wood. And the Viper's got only more stone and only more gold income per minute. But here comes, once again, Simtom just going for it. This time around he was going for the School of Cavalry. And you know, it's been tough. It's been tough for the Viper. Yeah, to hold on against the pushes over here. I am not the biggest fan of Viper's engagement over here. These units are inspired from Simtom. Viper's got only a few Royal Knights over here to work with, but now he's going to bring a few more. That's good. That's a lot of spearmen over here. Let's see if the Viper's gonna be able to do a good job over here or not. He's gotta try to take the spearmen down with the archers. Gotta try and take the archers down with the knights. Meanwhile, we're gonna see Simtom trying to go after the knights with the spearmen and after the archers with his own archers. And he's been able to do a good job so far. We take a look at military over here. It's not looking the best for Simtom still. Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse for him still, though. The Vipers got great momentum over here with a lot of units left. Still about 200 points behind. And we see Simtom starting to strike back with horsemen, which are not going to hold a candle against actual knights. So you can see the Vipers units are significantly higher HP, much more attack as well. And the great thing about these knights from the Viper as well is that these are going to be so much more resilient. Yeah, this should be so much more resilient as well against archers, that it's fantastic for the blue player. Now with all the momentum he's got for military units over here, Viper's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can take a look at military over here. Overall, KD not looking the best for Simtom so far. He's been losing cheap units, mind you. But yeah, it's not the best position to speak of. Let's try and do some quick math. We have 50 villagers over here and 12 idle villagers, so 62 villagers out of 119 population. That's going to be 57 military units over here for Simtom. Meanwhile, the Viper on the other hand, the Viper is on, let's see, 48 villagers on 99, 101 population. So that's gonna be 53 military units for the Viper, so it's not too different. And Viper's units over here are stronger actually because of the knights. The fact that they reset HP as well makes them even deadlier the longer the game goes, as they are gonna be going back to full HP. And for the first time, Viper is gonna be able to push out. The Simtom has been the one putting pressure for the most part. Now the Viper's coming in, is gonna try to take the engagement. Let's see, here come the knights! He's trying to bait the spearman into the archer. He's going to do it. And now the Viper's coming out right against the archers. He'll take them with the knights. Meanwhile, the spearmen are going down to the archers. And the Viper's going to be taking this engagement for sure. And this is looking so much better for the blue player. Not even close. Not even close. What an amazing, insane comeback over here from the Viper. Taking a score lead for the first time in the game. And wow, just wow. He's pushing out. He's got a lot of knights over here to work with. He can take on the barracks. He can take, you know, on the blacksmith. He can just take anything he wants. It's just looking so good for the Viper. It's amazing. There we go. We saw some, yeah, the barracks. Moving away from Simtom, but honestly the Viper shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Just probably try to focus on something else, and we're gonna see archer range packing up over here. Not actually packing up. No. Let's just produce it on archer. The over going down is going to be a big issue for Simtom though. Good job. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. For Mr. Viper anyway, that is. And Simtom, man, he was so close from taking this one. You know, there was seeding here in this tournament, so I'm curious who's going to be Viper's next? Yeah, Viper's next opponent here. Yeah, Viper's done a good job over here. Stable's going down. He's just doing so much damage around Simtom's base. Simtom's push over here is going to be a far cry compared to what it was before. So yeah, might be able to get a few villages down over here, but the Viper, I feel like he's already in a much better spot. We take a look at population. Viper for the first time is actually ahead in population. Retains and increases his score lead as well, and should be able to take all these archers down as well, so he might be able to go after the TC later. But yeah, you know, with Mongols being able to just back it up and move it away, yeah, he should be Just taking this one right away. Wow. That's gonna be GG, guys. And the Viper ends up taking this game from Simtom and moving on to the next round, where he's gonna be fighting against probably a stronger player. Even Simtom, big respects. Super strong player. Was right there, so close from taking the Viper down. Let's go and take a look at the achievements over here real quick for the timeline. You can see how Simtom was in population overall higher for the majority of the game until the very end over here. For score, he was looking so good as well. That is the total unit count. So yeah, let's go and take a look at the villager count over here, because the Viper has been on the back foot for the majority of the game ever since Simtom got, like, I think like the second push or the first big push over here. The Viper fell behind in villagers, and then he was behind ever since, but he was able to hold on really well. And most importantly, military count over here was better for Simtom, but the KD was always better for the Viper, so he was able to compensate for his smaller villager count because of that. Total resource count, very, very even for both players. Yeah, and for score, neck and neck. For statistics, on the other hand, taking a look at military, we can see the KD over here for the Viper being better than 2-1 at 378 to 182. For economy, on the other hand, we have a higher economy actually for Simtom, or a stronger economy for Simtom. And for technology, on the other hand, we also get, there we go, higher technology score as well as a higher society score for Simtom. But Viper was able to clutch this one up, so well played. Let's go back